Hey everyone, welcome back to Snoopy Studio. Today I'm going to be talking all about Teen Wolf. This is a decently popular teen drama, and I'm going to be talking all about the first season of it. Before we get into it, just a couple of quick things to say. First of all, if you can please subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. I'm trying to reach a goal of hitting 150 subscribers before the end of 2020. I think this goal is possible if you please all go and subscribe down below. Also, a quick announcement. I'm going to be putting a Q&A pod on my discussion page. So if you can please go check out my discussion page, I would really appreciate it, because on Thursday, October 15th, it's my Wimpy Studio 3 reflection. I'll be answering all questions that come my way in that video, so it's just going to be a lot of fun. So again, if you go to my discussion page, and I'll have a thing there, and you could just type in any questions you have. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Teen Wolf. Okay, so funny story. Well, I mean, I'm sure some of you guys are binge watchers and you just binge all the way through. Yeah, my brother and I did that. We did half of it Wednesday night and half of it last night. And I'm like, why don't I just do a recap on it? I was gonna do some Halloween content, but I'm gonna be saving that for the end of the month for a big Halloween surprise. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll have a special interview coming with this very big Halloween fan. And we're going to just be talking about all the fun Halloween movies. So yeah, just stay tuned for that for the end of the month. So Teen Wolf, this is my overall thoughts before I get into like the nitty gritty. This is a fun series. I would say if you're looking for something a little bit horror, a little bit some drama, and some medical stuff, I would say this is the right series for you. It can definitely be scary at times. I jumped a couple times while watching it. But overall, it's a fun series, and while it might be a little bit too intense at times, overall, again, I think that it's a very fun series, and I'm excited to watch future seasons of it. Seasons 2 through 6, I'll probably do all that in one video, honestly. This video will be decently long, but my 2 through 6 will probably be my longest video. Yeah, and that'll probably be out next month sometime. So anyways, episode 1, this is the pilot episode. Pretty much this episode is just introducing the characters. We have Scott, and he is our main character. He's a lacrosse player, and it turns out that he's a werewolf, and that's like the main thing that we see going on throughout this season, that he's struggling with being a werewolf, and he's struggling because he has a crush on someone, a huge crush, Allison. But I think this kind of reminds me of, the whole storyline in Riverdale with Archie, Hiram, and Veronica. Hiram's out to get Archie. I almost feel like this is a repeat, but I'm really hoping they don't go down that path, because that was something that Riverdale really struggled with. That whole Archie and Hiram thing, I really wasn't a huge fan of that, so, yeah. So we have Scott, we have Allison, we have Stiles. Stiles is, Scott's best friend, and he's the sheriff's son, and pretty much he just wants to be there for Scott through everything, and he's a pretty chill friend. He brings some comic relief, so he's probably my favorite character in the show. I hear he just went on to produce other projects where everyone else is kind of just like stay low. And I think that the people who have gone on to do other projects since the show has ended, like this, like Stiles, I think that that's a really good talent. I think that proves that they're a great actor, and I think that he is a good actor. So that's why I really like him in this show. We get Jackson and Lydia, and Jackson's kind of like the jock, kind of like a jerk. But he overall has a good heart into him, and he turns out to be struggling with the same things that like everyone else is having. We have Lydia, and she's kind of like the gossip girl of the school. She's Jackson's girlfriend. Not much about her character, but those are kind of like the main characters. Pretty much, Scott is struggling with being a werewolf again, and overall, I think that it's a decent storyline. Again, it's kind of creepy at times. I'm like, what the, like, come on, like, I don't know. It kind of felt creepy at times, and maybe a little bit too over the top. Season 1, Episode 2, so this is the episode to follow. This is the episode where we get to see some actual lacrosse playing, and we get to see Scott and Allison. We get to see more flirting going on with them. We get to see, again, Scott struggling with the werewolf. We get to see that there's a haunted house in the middle of the woods, and There's a haunted house in the middle of the woods, and it belongs to Derek. We get to meet Derek. And if you ask me what I think of Derek, he's he kind of gives me some weird vibes, possibly. And I don't know, but, let's see here. We also get to see, this episode is mainly dealing with Scott trying to, deal with hunters trying to catch him. Hunters include many people. One of them is, Allison's dad, and another one, I don't even know the specifics of their names, but there's several hunters who are trying to track him down because he just found out that he's a werewolf, and again, that's the main storyline that he's dealing with this season. Derek Hale, he's introduced in this episode, and he's another werewolf, and pretty much Scott turns to him a lot for, like, someone to look up to because, again, they're the same thing. Derek knows more about being a werewolf than Scott does because Derek has known for a long time that he is a werewolf, and Scott has just found out recently. Again, and we get to see some lacrosse, and in my opinion, I love that lacrosse is featured in this show because no shows have featured lacrosse. My brother played lacrosse in high school, and I've taken some interest in it. It's probably not what I'm going to play ever, but overall, it looks like a very fun sport, and although they don't show much playing, they show some, and I'm glad because lacrosse is such an underrated sport, and a lot of schools don't have that sport as an option, so lacrosse is very fun. Besides that, Scott and Allison share their first kiss, which is close. Now they're together, and again, this episode pretty much focuses on the aftermath of last episode. That's what episode 2's, like the second episode, they do a lot. They do an aftermath, so pretty much Scott is just dealing with werewolves trying to catch him. He gets Allison, and he meets Derek Hale. So a big Scott-focused episode, and him just trying to deal with everything that's happened to him, because being a werewolf is not a normal teenage life. Just saying, I'm sure that everyone else would agree with me. Being a werewolf is like, I don't even know. Season 1, episode 3, called Pack Mentality, we have Scott and Allison. They're officially together. They're a good couple, and they're kind of like, they're happy together, and pretty much they go on a group date with Jackson and Lydia. And Scott says that he's a good bowler. He turns out not to be, but with the presence of Allison, he feels like he's able to bowl well. And I think that it shows that Allison really makes Scott happy, and that's what I like about their relationship. It's definitely a fun relationship. I think they definitely have good chemistry. I'm glad that I'm glad that they have something like that in the show, because I think it really parallels to Jackson and Lydia, who their relationship is more based on, like, sexual, and they don't really tell each other about their problems, where unfortunately, that's not a sign of a good relationship. You kind of have a mixture of both, but I think that having good chemistry and good communication is a good thing, because Jackson and Lydia did not have good communication. We also get to see an animal attack, and this show focuses a lot on animals too. It's not just humans, and there's actual animals. And we just learn more about Styles' dad in this episode. We get to see him on the lookout to find, like, who attacked this animal and what. And overall, this was a fun episode, I would say. Again, maybe not as eventful as the first two, but we get to see some cute... I love double dates. I think that they're a good dynamic. And I think it's cool to see, like, the bowling thing and all that kind of stuff. So episode 3, again, was a really, really good episode. Episode 4. This is called Magic Bullet, and there is a new werewolf hunter in town, and her first target is Derek. What is in her bullets? A wounded Derek is soon forced to seek help from Scott and Styles. So, we get introduced, and the new werewolf hunter is none other than Allison's aunt, Kate. Pretty much, she's on her mission to attack Derek. Derek ends up getting... I'm not sure if it's in this episode or the next episode. He ends up getting shot by Kate. No, it's this episode. Pretty much, again, she's just trying to attack all the werewolves because she's a werewolf hunter. And we get to see some more cute Scott and Allison scenes. We get to see them have their first study date, which is technically making out in her bed. But we also get to see Scott steals something from Kate's bag. She demands for it back, but Allison takes the blame for him, and that's, again, what I like about their relationship. They will always protect each other, and even if they're broken up, they'll still look out for each other, and that's what I really like about that. I also like that we get to see Scott and Styles interacting with Derek more, because they have an interesting they have an interesting dynamic together. Derek is more like a bad boy type of thing, while Scott is more of like a nice, but again, he has a dark side, and Styles is more like kind of like the clueless comic relief, but overall fun and nice type of guy. So I like to see that dynamic of those three working together, because we get to see a lot of that in the other episodes. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to episode 5, The Tell. Pretty much, Scott is looking for the Alpha Beast, and there's another attack in town, and this time there's a witness. And Kate ends up taunting Derek. This episode focuses, if I remember correctly, Scott and Allison spend the day together, and they have a lot of fun together, and there's parent-teacher conferences. We get to learn more about the children. We get to find out what their real struggles are. Overall, I like this episode, and again, we get to see more of Allison's aunt, Kate's backstory. We get to see more of Derek's backstory. And Derek is still dealing with the aftermath of getting shot by Kate. So, I don't know, but I think that Kate definitely has some... it reveals later on, Kate definitely has some issues. Like, she has some, like, personal issues when it comes to different things. So, I don't know. But overall, that was a good episode. We get to see, again, Scott and Allison hanging out. And, someone shoots I'm not sure what animal it is, but... that also happens in this episode. Episode 6. Pretty much, this is Scott. He turns to Derek, and this is a big Scott and Derek focused episode. We get to see, pretty much that Scott doesn't want to hurt Allison. And in episode 3, we get to see this thing where he ends up hurting Allison. He doesn't want to hurt her, so he turns to Derek for help because he wants to learn how to control his werewolf actions. So, should Scott trust Derek? Well, Derek definitely seems fishy, but I think that overall he's a nice guy. He reminds me of Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm really hoping to review that show at some point, but maybe next year I'll do something like a episode by maybe like 3 episodes, something like that. I really like that style, and I'm hoping to do that with shows like The Office, maybe. But I think that it shows that Scott really wants to look out for Allison, and overall their relationship is good. I think that Derek is such an interesting character that I don't... Should we trust him? I guess we should. I mean, I don't know, but, again, I like that Scott and Derek are working together, and I like to see those werewolf, I like to see them come together, and, again, they have a good bond together, and that's what I like about their relationship. Episode 7, this is called Night School, and this is, oh my god, this is the most intense episode. One of the most intense episodes of all of Teen Wolf, Season 1. Pretty much, they're trapped in the high school, and they have to face the threat from an attack from a powerful werewolf because he's in the school, and he's trying to get in, he's trying to attack them, specifically Scott, because he is, he's like the werewolf, he's where everyone's going to get him. Derek, meanwhile, is not really here, but I do like that we get to see all of them together, and we get to see a high school students come together. I like that dynamic. I like that, I don't know, I think that I like high school mysteries. I'm not fond of, mysteries that take place outside of high school, but this one, it's not necessarily high school related. This one, I kind of wish, this felt kind of too intense for me in a way. I don't know, I think that next episode, luckily, has more of a high school drama feel to it and a mixture of different stuff, but this episode is more of an action-packed. If you like action-packed, this is the episode to check out. This is where the turning point happens. Allison breaks up with Scott. Their brief relationship didn't last long because she doesn't feel like she can trust him, mainly because after all the events that happened, she doesn't know that she's a werewolf. She doesn't know that he's a werewolf yet. Right now, she's just focused on, she doesn't feel like she can trust him because Scott is being fishy, I guess is the right way to say it, so I don't know about that, but that's pretty... I'm sad to see them break up, but I think we all know that they're going to get back together because they're such a good couple. We're getting to episode 8. This is called Lunatic. This is the full moon episode. Pretty much Scott's senses, they heighten is the right way to say it. Pretty much he's trying to control it more. He still is trying to seek help from Derek. And we also get to see Scott and Styles' friendship as a huge point in this episode. Allison is still ignoring Scott, but Scott and Lydia kisses Scott this episode, and Styles is upset because Styles has had a crush on Lydia forever, and so pretty much Scott and Styles are now at odds. But eventually, he reveals that she kissed him, he didn't kiss her, and their friendship starts to become a little bit better. I think that not Styles ties Scott to the to a chair, and he's stuck there for a while. So poor that. But we're gonna move on to episode 9 right now. This is another fun episode. We get to see Allison finally questions her family's strange behavior. Like, what is really going on there? What's really going on with my family? And Jackson finds out that Scott is a werewolf because he finds one of Scott's werewolf claws, and he finds out that it is a werewolf. He pretty much goes to the doctor, and they find out that is a werewolf, and so now Jackson knows Scott's secret, and Jackson wants to become a werewolf too. So what do I think about this connection? I'm not really sure. Allison and Jackson, we get to see them bonding more. We get to see some sort of a budding romance between them. What do I think of them together? Not really. I mean, I think that it's kind of sweet, but overall, I'm not really a huge fan of them together. Again, I like Scott and Allison. Jackson also breaks up with Lydia this episode. This episode I liked a little bit better because, like last episode, it kind of focuses on high school drama in a way. It still has that mystery. I'm not a huge fan of this episodes that are just strictly mystery because, again, they're kind of like, I don't know, they're just kind of like a little bit too intense, and I'm not a huge fan of too intense. We also find out that Styles makes the lineup for the lacrosse team. First line, Scott is the co-captain, and overall it is pretty cool. Pretty much at this time, Scott and Allison start to make amends in episode 10 called CoCaptain, and he's trying to protect the people that he loves. A lot of revelations are weighing on him with his werewolf style because now everyone's starting to find out he doesn't want to hurt Allison, and that proves that he is a great boyfriend, just saying. Again, he doesn't really want to hurt Allison, and Allison is starting to really think that her Aunt Kate, there's something up with her. We also get to see some more Styles and Derek scenes. Pretty much, he's questioning him, like, what is really the deal with your family? Like, I can't really trust you, and we have to trust each other in order to, really have a good friendship, I guess is the right way to say it. So, yeah, that is pretty. I don't even know what to think about Derek at this point. He just kind of gives me really creepy vibes, and I really don't know. But season 1, episode 11, going into it, we get to see. This is the winter formal episode. Pretty much, Scott is not allowed to go to the winter formal. The coach just bans him to. He's not allowed to. So Jackson is forced to take Allison. But when disaster strikes, Scott is forced to reveal his other self. Pretty much, Scott and Allison get back together, and that's really cute. We get to see Jackson and Allison, but this proves that they're meant to be friends, and pretty much all the flirting stops. Scott is forced to reveal his other self. What this means is at the end of the episode, Scott and Allison kind of sneak off of the dance, and 2 cars come in. Scott almost gets ran over, but he jumps on top of the car, and his werewolf style is revealed right in front of Allison, so now Allison knows that he is a werewolf. We also get to see Lydia gets bitten by something. We don't know at this point, but overall, this was a very intense episode. This is the penultimate episode. We're going to move right into the finale right now. We're going to go to season 1, episode 12. So this is the finale. Pretty much, this is a big war episode. Mostly everything gets resolved. It's Scott versus Allison versus, not Allison, but Allison has taken Kate's side. We found out that Kate and Derek had an affair, and this is, I don't even know what to think about that. It's not good for these type of situations to happen, but then again, I guess I kind of get why they're happening. But overall, this episode, we get to see Scott and Allison back together. We get to see the alpha, and that is Peter, I'm pretty sure is his name. Kate is dead, maybe. Derek and Scott are now werewolves. Scott and Allison are officially back together. overall, it makes for a good finale. What do I think? And Lydia, we don't know if she's a werewolf yet. We don't know about that, but overall, this is a good show. I'm really excited to watch it more. My brother and I will hopefully be watching it tomorrow night. Tonight, I'm going to be watching a Halloween movie, probably the first Halloween Town movie. I know that that's not really important to you guys, but just saying. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. Tomorrow I have a Heartland video coming, and hopefully that gets a good turnout because, again. Anyways, I want to thank everyone for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so never miss an upload. Thanks everyone for watching, and bye.